8 years ago, Khalil had a brutal accident. His friend, who was driving really fast, lost control and the car hit a pole. Khalil received all the impact on his side. At first, they thought he was dead.
My eye came out, my head split open, my jaw came out of place in a way, my bone under the eye broke, my collarbone broke, and my wrist went into several pieces. So they thought I was dead.
This accident affected his jaw chronically. He was suffering from an irreversible dislocation of his left TMJ. Khalil used to experience cracking of the jaw when he opened and closed his mouth. He had to always be careful about what he was eating and how he was moving his jaw. His condition also affected his sleep.
It was very uncomfortable in the night, especially when I put my head on the pillow. I used to push my head hard on the pillow on the side so it presses against the edge of the jaw, so I don't feel any hardness in my mouth. And I used to wake up in the middle of the night, and as I open my mouth, I feel like two metals are cracking each other. That's how hurtful it was.
There was no cure for Khalil's jaw condition, and surgery could have aggravated his condition. Healthcare professionals recommended Khalil to use a night mouth guard and to undergo physiotherapy to ease his pain. They also said that he should always be careful of what and how he was eating, and that he should avoid extreme jaw movements to avoid locking his jaw. On Sunday, November 12, 2017, on his way to church, Khalil was hoping in his heart to hear something from God.
Almost to the ending of the service, while I was praying, someone tapped me in the back and said, "The pastor is calling you."
During the service, Pastor Kevork received a word of knowledge. He turned towards Khalil, walked up to him, and asked him to come forward, telling him that God was blessing him at that moment. Pastor Kevork asked Khalil if he was asking God for healing from a specific illness or pain in his body, and asked him to show him where. Khalil pointed to his left jaw. Then, Pastor Kevork laid his hand on him and prayed.
Դեր Հիսուսի անունով գրամայեմ, որ ամեն ցավ, ամեն հիվանդություն, ամեն պատճառ փարադի, շնորհակալ եմ Տեր։ Կագիր մե ամեն ծանրություն, ամեն հիվանդություն, շնորհակալ եմ, շնորհակալ եմ։ Ռաբամի բերկա քալլա, քալլա ռաբամի բերկա։
So I went back to my seat. So while I was standing there praying and continuing the sermon, I started crying for no reason, and I was panting, breathing too hard. And all of a sudden I realized that there was no tension in my jaw. There were certain things that showed that I had a problem, like when I opened my mouth, it cracked. So I opened and closed my mouth, and I realized it was as smooth as ice. And from there on, there had been on daily basis improvements with my face. It was like a day-by-day improvement, and today as I sit here, I'm well. It's not a normal feeling. It's a divine feeling. No one can give you this feeling. No one can make you feel this way. So it was right after that I realized that my jaw had been healed.
There is no doubt that Jesus miraculously healed Khalil from his chronic jaw condition.
I don't need to wear my gouttiere. I wake up in the night, I wake up in the morning, whatever it is, my jaw is fine. Apparently, man said it was impossible, but God made it possible.